Hey folks, how y'all doing today? It's me, Stately, and this is City Skylines. Welcome to the fair town of good intentions, where, look at all those people coming out of the train. We should see where they're going. That'd be fun. We're gonna do some work on our new neighborhood today, our little canal district. Get some facilities in there, see what the deal is. But I'm kind of curious about where all these people getting off the train are going. Well, it looks like not as many of them are getting onto the subway as I thought. So, yeah, they're kind of just wandering around. Well, that's fine, I guess. A lot of people using this station, but that's good. Okay, so, last time, which by the way was a few days ago, I apologize for missing a few episodes, but I've been sick. Still kind of am, but I can make it through an episode, I think, without hurting myself. It's still flooded, and there's still no traffic, by the way. That should solve itself soon enough, I hope. I think what happens is that after a flood, the roads will be marked as not usable until you actually reload, because I was messing around with this a little bit earlier, and I just couldn't get any vehicles to use this, but here. Now they're starting to use it again. So it's going to be a little while before the traffic actually starts arriving here, but once it does, everything should be just fine. There we go. Yeah, okay, so everything's okay traffic-wise now. I don't know about this water. I don't know if it's ever going to go away. I ended up raising things here a little bit. I might have to raise it more. That might move the water somewhere else, so we'll give it some time and see if it goes away of its own accord. All right, let's see. We have some water shortages here. Why? Oh, this isn't connected for some reason. That's a little strange. Okay, there we go. And then this area here just slope too steep. Oh, don't give me that. All right, fine. We'll run it out from here. Whatever. No big deal. Okay. So that should solve that. I don't see any major issues right now. Couple of dead people, kind of par for the course. Still no water here. Did I miss something? No. Just need to actually run the simulation instead of pausing it, and everything should be fine. There we go. The employee shortage is pretty much par for the course. That happens whenever I start a new commercial or industrial district. In fairness, it's usually worse in industrial districts, but I expect this to go away soon enough. So it's still filling in. I think we'll put down some more residential here. I'm thinking maybe we'll put down a bridge here, just so that the traffic doesn't all have to go through the middle of this. And it would appear that we're going to need to use anarchy for this, but we don't need to do anything weird with the road because it looks just fine to me. So, let's see. We'll leave some room around the intersection for some services, maybe some kind of bus station. But we'll put down maybe 3x4 residentials down here. Like that. And we'll skip 4 blocks over here and do the same thing. Okay, play nice. And one last one here, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so we're doing a lot of high-density residential right now. You know, we need some growth. We've been hovering around 40,000 for pretty much forever, and it's getting to the point where that's starting to get boring. Okay, so let's take this, connect it to that. That'll give us some more space to work with here. Which road is this? This is a 1 lane with parking and a median. Well, 2 lanes with parking and a median. So I think it's probably this one. And something like that. Hold on. Oh, there we go. All right, I did get a snap there. Good. And that is clearly not the same road. Huh. Okay, let's look around. Is it this guy? Large avenue with grass. I guess it's probably this guy. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Shame about the rock formation, but, you know, whatever. And we'll do... Since we're working with medians here, we'll put in a road with a median here as well. Just like that. That turned out to be a bridge. Is that a problem? I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, that gives us some space here to work with. What shall we put down? We've got a good amount of commercial demand, but it would make more sense to put down some commercial here, I think. And we'll stick with low density for these main roads. For now, we got water running there, right? We do. Okay, so let's take a look at our education and our garbage and everything. These guys are mad because of land value, but I honestly don't know why or if there's anything I can do about it. They got flooded out, and after that the land value seems to have gone down. I'm not sure why, though. Probably just pissed off that their swimming pool got messed up. Anyway, okay. So education, we've been kind of skimping on education lately. We're okay on elementary schools, but if we look at this entire area, there's literally just one for this entire neighborhood. So I think we're going to go ahead and put down a new elementary school. We're not going to use this because I'm treating this as university grounds. So maybe up along here might be a good place, kind of out of the way of everything else. We'll set up a little traffic loop for it, have some parking, but just go with a fairly basic school. That and like that. We'll flatten it out because, again, we're doing parking and that always requires some flattening. To right about there, we'll lower this too. Like that, I think, and then we'll put a parking lot in the middle. Toll booths. Oh, we should do a toll booth today. And I'll bet you that if I turn all of the snapping off, I can put down a beautiful little parking lot right there. How's that look? Oh, yeah, that's always an issue. Let's go ahead and adjust the levels here. This needs to go down. It doesn't quite fit, does it? It looks like maybe I need to move these out a little. All right, let's just start over because I think I messed up a little bit. Let's go with the same road. Turn snapping back on and give us a little more space this time. No? Not playing? Oh, come on. Stop snapping to weird stuff. This isn't right, is it? Man. My angles are a little off, and it's likely just because the road isn't quite straight. Maybe we'll move it over. Let's move it over here. This area is a little bit flatter, and hopefully it'll do something for the land value for these guys. They might be happier about it too. It's still not flat. And we can obviously change that. It doesn't need to be perfectly flat now. We just need to be able to make it more or less flat at some point. So let's go ahead and raise this up. Then we need to get this more or less parallel. We're not going to get that more or less parallel though. It's just not going to work. It's going to look ridiculous if I try. So let's go with a slightly more modest parking lot. Turn off all the frickin' snapping again. And we'll go like this. And it's still not 100% right, is it? Here, let's move these. It's always kind of troublesome with the parking. Parking lots aren't very flexible as far as how you can set them up. But that's, other than the fact that that's a pretty steep slope, this is okay. Man, 6 FPS. If they ever do a sequel, I wonder if they'll be able to improve on the frame rate. And then again here, this needs to be lower. Okay, that looks pretty reasonable to me. We might even connect this, probably do a footpath or something. Okay, grade schools. What do we got? We got our standard elementary school. We've got, there's like a special grade school that I might use for some variety. Alternative to the elementary school. Here we go, the community school. That looks nice. And look how happy everybody is, because now there's a community school for them to send their kids to that doesn't have water. Fine. Community schools get running water too. And we need to do a little bit more terraforming here. Just get everything just so. And let's pop down the parking bays. What do you think, 4x2? Yeah, 4x2 looks promising. All right, 4x2 right here, and then we'll put down some handicap spots here and put down some of these as well for, you know, variety. And for the sake of it, there we go. All right, that looks like a nice little school. We can put some trees down to make it all look nicer. Those are big trees. I think smaller trees. Something like this, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Just put down a line of them here. And we'll do some more over here. Very good. Okay. Auto Bulldozer seems to have taken the day off, so we'll do these manually. And let's get our paths on. What have we here? Those people going to school? Are those like kids heading to school? No, they're going home. It's a long walk. But whatever. We do need to look at our public transit infrastructure here as well. We'll do that as part of today's activities. But first things first, mustn't get distracted. We were going to put down some paths to make it easier to get to school. We'll start with this. Here, let's do it like that. Good. And set another path up from here. Oh, I kind of want to keep that rock. Not that it matters much, it's just, you know, it's there. Might as well keep it if we can. So we'll just go around it. There we go. All right. Oops. Hit the escape button one too many times there. And now we have an operating school. And we have a lot of abandonment here, but again, it's just the standard employee shortage that you get when you first build a new zone. So that's not a big deal. The garbage is, though, we should get some kind of garbage facility going on here. And I think maybe like out here or tucked away in a corner or something. Let's do it away from the water because that's much more valuable real estate, but we'll run a little road off to the side here. Let me turn the snapping back on. I try to keep it on when I don't need it to be off. And okay, let's do a little straight section like this. Let's go with a regular road. We don't need a pretty road heading to the trash. We'll go around a corner like so, and we'll do a small straight section at the end like so. Okay, and we will put down an incineration plant and put a recycling center opposite it. And that should serve the needs of North Squirrel Grove just fine. I like the way it just about touches on the freeway here. That looks pretty cool. I'm a little unclear on why this guy is complaining about not having electricity when this guy actually produces electricity, but either way we should connect it to the electrical grid. So that's fine. We'll just do that. Let's use the rural ones. They're nearly invisible. I generally use these all the time. There. I'd use these more in like neighborhoods, but I don't think they're quite nice enough to use excessively. It's filling in nicely. It looks a little, what's the word? It just looks a little barren. So we'll pop down some trees. Well, this is a nice place to have a couple of rows of trees, actually. I could have just drawn one long line and that would have worked exactly the same. Okay, now our death care system and our health care system too, for that matter. The thing is, we have, what do we have here? Is this a clinic? Yeah, that's a clinic. It's not really well placed, is it? It looks fine from here, but from the side, the entire thing is kind of buried. But this is fine. We don't have a lot of sick people because we keep our residential areas away from our pollution. But that said, it just doesn't look good here. So let's move it somewhere a little more convenient. Yeah, that's okay. It's still, and it's raining again. I swear to God, I never turn the weather on. It just turns itself on. over and over and over it turns itself on. Because it's evil. Okay, that's better. So, medical clinic, no problem. Death care, let's take a quick look around. I'm not seeing any serious issues here with death care. And we do have a fair number of crematoriums and graveyards, so it's not really a big cause for concern as far as I'm concerned. I got really over enthusiastic with this parking lot, didn't I? The zoo just doesn't have enough people to justify it. And I'm still losing crazy money on this zoo, too. I mean, it's a great zoo, and lots of visitors, but just not enough visitors over time, I guess. It's probably not terribly easy to reach, even though we have a blimp service running to it now. But let's check in on the blimp service and see what the deal is. Blimpy, blimpy, blimpy. Falls under airplanes. Let's see, 22 out of 35. This is the line that goes to the nature reserve. And it seems fine to me. I don't understand what these weekly passenger counts are. There are literally 44 people on blimps as we speak. Yet this thing's telling me that 17 people have used it in an entire week. It just doesn't make much sense to me. And the number 1 line is full, but there aren't like massive numbers of people waiting. So I guess it's fine. Got all of these people happily getting on their blimp ready to go to the zoo. Or in this case, to the nature reserve, which we haven't checked in on in forever either. See, the nature reserve's making a profit. The expenses are also like infinitely lower. That's probably why. Okay. So, services. Post office. We need to think about a post office. Let's see. Where are the post offices? It's not under industry. I thought it was. It's not under electric. It's not under water. Okay. Post office. Printing press. Post office. Here we go. So we have a post office kind of centrally here. Got post offices here and here. Got a post office here. If anything, what's the upkeep on these guys? $80 a week. It's fine. We can have an extra post office. For $80, we can afford a post office. Here, we'll put it on the corner here. Oh, we'll put it by the corner here. This is a perfectly good place for it. Kind of isolated out here, but I'm sure we'll end up filling this in sooner rather than later, so it's all good. Now, how does this look? I still feel like we need to do some more here. What if we put down some kind of aquatic thing here? We have, what do we got? Floating cafe? I think I have one of those. They're kind of expensive in the upkeep. What else is here? Not a lot. There's the fishing island. I'll bet that'll be popular. People can come out and fish, and we'll put down... I'll tell you what, let's get rid of these buildings in the middle and turn this into a bit of a park. We'll take the network extension footpaths, I think. That's these guys. And shall we use the boardwalk one? That's gravel. This is boardwalk. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. Force this to be at ground level and pop it down to Yikes. I mean, yikes. Okay. Got some fixing to do here. Because what the hell is that? And then we'll... Distance too short. Come on, guys. Not what I'm trying to do here. Yep, that looks good. Now we need to lower this. Oh, that's kind of nice if we lower it just below the level. So what do you guys think? That or that? I think this looks better. Oh, you know what? That fence is in the way. So we have to raise it. Stop that. Have to raise it up a little bit, I think. Okay, well, that's good enough. And now let's move it over so that it's nicely centered here. Just like that. That's beautiful. And the island itself is way out there. I don't know if there are any boats going back and forth or anything. I don't think I've ever put down the fishing. Oh, I forgot to de-zone this, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Oh! Got some fires here. I guess we're about to find out if we need more fire coverage. Okay, D-zone. Clunk. No, not like that. Like this. Clunk, clunk, clunk. And we'll put down... I wonder if I can make like a tiny little leisure zone here. How small can a zone be? And maybe even like these corners here, we can just have some pubs and stuff. Tiny town. There we go. And let us turn it into not tourism, leisure. There we go. And then we'll zone in just some low density commercial here. Keep some space so that it doesn't end up being too close to the residential. And there we go. All right. So where's our fire department? I don't know if they're coming. This is not looking promising. So we might have to put down a new fire department somewhere around here. Oh, it's spreading too. Here's one. There's one. And the commercial's filling in already, so that's good. Okay, we got one fire under control. Here comes the second one. Now, we've seen this before. What's going to happen here is these guys are just going to go home after they're done. Because they're like, we were here to put out this fire, not all of these fires. So they're just going to be like, okay, whatever. See you guys next time. And we still have 2 buildings on fire. There's more fire trucks coming. I guess it's okay. It seems like they're taking a while to get here, but as long as we are not getting buildings burning down. Well, on the other hand, the nearest fire department is way over here, so... All right, we'll go ahead and put down a fire department. Here, we'll use one of these little firehouses, and we'll pop it down here. And everybody will be like, yay, fire coverage. Let's increase our land value. It's a cute little firehouse, too. Is that the vanilla one? I might have just never looked at it. It's entirely possible that I've just never given that thing the time of day. Okay, well, while we're looking, let's see what the police coverage looks like. Again, we have a police station here. We have a tiny one by the transit hub, so we'll do a police station, too. And we'll just put it opposite the firehouse. What do we got? We got a police headquarters. I don't really need that. I got 2 police headquarters. One of them's probably the European set prison. Don't need that. This guy costs $480 a week upkeep. It is what it is. Here, we'll put it next to instead of opposite the fire station. So we got kind of our city services zone going on here. That's just fine. The only thing is, I don't know for sure if these guys, yeah, they can go out and turn left. That's good. Just filling in some gaps here. Nothing else to fill in by the look of it. Okay, so how's our school doing? That's filled in nicely. Lots of students already, and it looks, well, it looks like a school. No issues there. So I've been kind of avoiding this, but it's time we looked at our public transit network here, because I know I've been inefficient, and this whole area has no transit and very little parking. It seems like a lot of people aren't even using their cars here. There's plenty of roadside parking. So what do we got going on down here? We got a gym, a gym, a gym, a gym, a diner, and what appears to be a bowling alley. Great! Oh, and a souvenir shop. Nope, karaoke. Yeah, this is fun. This looks good. I don't quite understand what the deal is here. Do they just kind of like stand there and nobody ever goes to the fishing island? It's a mystery to me. But I guess we can find out at some point. Shall we put a little bit of commercial infill here? Not commercial. Let's do some residential. Let's do a couple of little residential side streets here. Or one. We'll do one like loop. Not with walking paths though. We'll take regular 2-lane road. Go out at a straight angle to say, I'll say here, and then we can put down a couple of side streets like that, and that's probably all we have room for, isn't it? So it's not going to be an impressive residential area. Yeah, hold on. Let's take these 2 out and put in some paths. Again, I'll put in paths wherever I can, specifically the combined bike and pedestrian paths. One there, and we'll do one out here. Oh, that's a bridge, isn't it? Can't connect to that. Yeah, we don't have to do that. We can do a standard upgrade. And force it at ground level. There we go. And I don't know why that ended up being a bridge. There's no reason it has to be. And there's not even a whole lot of level differences there. Just kind of going around the trees here. There we go. All right. Just a tiny little bit of infill. There's room for infill here too. But again, I'm putting off the public transit issue. So yeah, let's take a quick look here and see what there is to see. This is line 9. We got 100 people waiting for a bus here. And we got 87 people waiting for a bus here. Let's take a look. So I have a bunch of like individual little bus. Oh, I turned it off. That wasn't what I was trying to do. A bunch of individual bus lines serving individual neighborhoods, and I think that makes sense. But having them all centralized, so that a lot of the bus trip is just getting back and forth to your destination. I don't know. I'm thinking. Oh, need some water. Let's give these nice people some water. We're going to start having poop issues soon. I'm thinking maybe we should set up either extend the metro or set up a tram line along Main Street here, speaking of which. Main Street needs to be called Squirrel Grove Boulevard. I have decreed it. If this were a live stream, I'd say, what do you guys think? But it's not, so I won't. I like the idea of expanding the metro, but it's kind of tight. I haven't really given myself any space here to go anywhere. I'd have to maybe go up here and then across here. But a tram line seems like it might be pretty sensible. Here's what I think we'll try. I think we'll try to sit down a subway station along the existing line here, and ideally that would go right about here, I guess. The problem is this 4-lane road is too wide for the subway station to go over. And these above-ground subway stations, they're all set up so that they have to be at a crossing. If you get rid of the side road, these things just kind of come out in the middle of nowhere. That said, maybe we can do that anyway. I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's try to put something down. I think here would be appropriate. And we'll just have to see how things work out, but we're going to have to do a fair amount of demolishing. Including, yes, we have to destroy the roads too, because subway stations are kind of irritating to place. So, subway station options. We're not going for a below-ground subway, we're going for an above-ground subway, and those are listed under train stations. We'll take the simplest one here, standard elevated station. We need to make sure it's set for metro with the old track design. And, God, this is going to cause some significant wreckage, isn't it? Why are they mad? They just got a subway station. Did that just, like, properly snap? Without any help from me? This is a miracle. What's this guy's problem? Hold on. You need to not have your thing overlapping the road. Yeah, so... Oh boy. I'm a little unclear on what's even going on here right now. This is a mess, obviously. This road seems to have got put down in the wrong place. And some of these buildings are just not going to fly. Right, these guys clearly have to go. We're going to have to rethink our zoning just a little bit here. This road apparently just put itself down in the wrong place, which is also super weird, by the way. We'll see what grows back here, but for now, we need to just let this be. Oh, look at this. Did that snap wrong on both sides? No, it just snapped wrong on that side. Like I said, getting subway stations down is pretty challenging. But I think we're pretty close to getting this one sorted out. Standard 4-lane, straight line from here to there. That looks a-okay. This is a little off-center. But let's put the tracks down, make sure it looks okay, and if we need to change things a little bit, we absolutely can. Oh, it's doing that thing where it tries to snap to the road instead of the subway line. Why is that? I need to turn anarchy off, I think, and... Oh, because it's a train line. I'm not trying to put down a train line. I'm trying to put down a metro track. Distance too short. And anarchy goes on again. And, well, no. Oh, I see. No, definitely not that. Hello? Can we not? Oh, Jesus. I don't know what I just did, but I think it was probably bad. I have clearly made a bit of a mess. Okay, let's turn that off. Old style, bidirectional, with the narrow pillars. Correct. And straight line. Seriously? Did I do it again? Turn that off. Old style, bidirectional, blah, blah, blah. There. Is that weird? That looks weird, doesn't it? Huh. Something isn't entirely right here by the look of it. I'm gonna... Oh, yeah, I also lost a couple of roads here. I'm going to go ahead and delete both of these sections. That'll give us more room to draw a straighter line. Move this down just a tad. Try to get this centered out a little better. Hopefully that won't cause anything to become demolished. Okay, that's fine. Get the track back in. Okay, the settings haven't changed. Okay, that looks like it should look. Now, we've lost some zonable space by the industrial area. I don't care, because industrial area is cheap and easy to come by. We'll actually rezone this for commercial here, because that's a weird place for industry. Well, not weirder than anything else here, really. And then, what do we got going on here? Alright, we lost a road here. We should be able to get something back. Standard 2-lane. That's this guy right here. Ugh. Come on. Right in the middle. Right there. Good. And back here, I don't know that there's much we can do here, so what I think I'll do is oh, you know what we could do is we could just bifurcate this. We can just run a road out from here straight down to here. Again, it's not a big deal if we lose like one thing here or there, and I think we need to raise it because no, not the road, the station. This entrance is well below ground. Yeah, that looks good. still connects properly to the line, although there's a kind of a abrupt rise here, but that's okay. I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. Okay, let's check our zoning over here. We'll put down some more leisure on the sides here because that's what this entire area is about. And we'll do the same here. Just fill it all in except for the bits that are going to end up clipping, which is actually all of this. We'll see how that looks. If it's bad, we'll dezone it. You know what? We don't even need to worry about that. Here, we'll dezone this. And we'll dezone this. And we'll just let it fill in the gaps in between. Hell, we can even slap down a tiny little zone there and see what we end up with. Okay, alright, now need to add a stop. Alright, both ways. There we go. And he didn't stop. Probably just because the stop hadn't officially been added yet. That's not a big deal. What's this guy doing? Dude, where are you going? Oh, he's flying. Ron Weasley, park this car right this second. I gotta know where he's going, guys. We're following this car to the end. Hold on. Drive into the bowling alley. Okay. Drive into the bowling alley. Oh, he's going to the parking garage. That's it. There's something about the way parking garages make the drivers behave here that's hilarious and wrong. Okay, alright, so we've successfully added a subway station, and that makes a lot of sense. That should alleviate a fair amount of traffic here. And I think we're going to still think about putting down a tram line. Geez, we're back in the red, aren't we? All right, maybe we'll just adjust the buses a little bit to have some of them terminate here. Let's see. So for example, this purple line here goes all the way down to here. If we simply move its main stop from here I think it's just turning around there. There are no stops. Yeah, it's just turning around there. But we do need to get rid of the stops here. Oh, right. I've gotten rid of all of the stops now. The green ones, yeah, these two guys keep their stops, but the purple one... Okay, so the purple one now just goes in a circle. Now we can easily just add a stop at the subway station. We'll go ahead and drag this out to directly beneath the station here. Is that here where we want it? Wow. Okay, that's not ideal. And you know what? The problem is there's no real decent road connections here. So they end up having to go all the way around here. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It doesn't feel like I've made it a whole lot more efficient is kind of the problem. Okay, and then the blue line. The blue line... That's this guy right here. We're going to take that stop out and take the... What else do we have here? What's causing it to go all the way around? Oh, this one. Right. So that's the core of the blue line. This one should be a lot easier to just move this stop over to, say, here. And then, because they're pissed off, we'll add a stop, say, here. And that's our industrial bus. Here, let's move this stop over to here because there was a stop here because this used to be our ferry terminal, but it's not anymore, and this should cover things a little bit better. Okay, so what does that leave us? We have, excuse me, this area working okay. I think put in a little detour here so that our high density area can be covered. This tiny line here and the red one here, yeah. So this is kind of where we'd want a tram line, but that's going to have to wait until next episode, I think, and we'll rethink this entire setup and see about those trams. For now, I think this will do it for today. We're in the red again, / still, but we got plenty of money, so that's not something we need to worry about. All right, folks, thank you all for watching. We'll do it again very soon, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.